Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. Today, Cryptic Crosswords, I'm going to have my monthly attempt at the Times' monthly club special, which is a vicious crossword. This is as hard as it gets. The vocabulary is insanely obscure most of the time and the clues are torturous. So a lot of people think I'm mad to attempt this without looking in the dictionary until the very end to finish off one or two normally, and I probably don't disagree, but I'm going to have a go anyway. So let's have a look at February's monthly club special. I'm doing this because the solution is now out, so if I do finish it, it'll tell me I'm finished. One across, made to walk on back, I plod through prison term. I plod occurs in Diplodocus. But prison term could be bird or time. I plod, I tramp. Back suggests something goes backwards. Maybe I plod goes backwards. In. No, I can't quite see enough parts of that, and I can't guess at the definition. It must, I think, made to walk. Bizarrely is the definition, but I don't know. One down, meshing gears, that looks like an anagram of gears, rotated purplish lubricant dispenser. Well, puce is a purplish, and that would end in cup, grease cup, anagram of gears, puce backwards gives us grease cup, which sounds like a lubricant dispenser, probably in a car engine. Just have another quick look at one across. Ooh, the prison term and the whole solution would have to begin with G if my parsing was right. Can't see what that is. So we'll move on to 9 across. Oh, another long clue. Edifying tales, record objective I procured by dismissal being overturned. Edifying tales looks like the definition, and that's so clean a definition that's probably a very obscure answer. Record could be EP, objective could be aim or end. I procured. There's a lot of wordplay parts there. I don't know. Let's have a look at 12. Porridge, like heavy dough with New York pizza. Porridge is another term for a prison sentence. Stir, like heavy dough with New York pizza. I don't know this. 14 across. Malice in persons exploded into this. It looks like an andlit anagram. So malice in persons is the right number of letters. And if that explodes, we get crime passionnel. Now, I never quite know. I think it's double N-E-L. Does that work with the anagram fodder? Yes, it does. Never quite sure whether cream is a masculine or feminine noun in French, and how many N's and L's in passionnel, therefore. I think that's right. 17, I should know, because that was one of the last answers, the first time I ever won the Times Crossword Championship. There we go. 17 across. Noisy college pub list includes Norwegian crime writer. That's Nesbo, is it? Joan Nesbo? There are quite a few Scandi noir. No, without introductions. Pub list. Noisy college seems to be the definition, or just noisy. That's quite likely. But then it's probably some incredible compound Greek origin word. 15 down. Malevolent person. Yeah, actually, polyphoboisterous or something is a ridiculous word that occurs in a poem I once learnt that is derived from the Greek. And a poly can be college. I think polyphoboisterous is too long. Oh, Nesbo? I see, I might have a Swedish crime writer there, unfortunate. Ooh, it definitely begins poly, but after that, I don't know. Right. 15. Malevolent person has rewritten will and distressed heirs. So anagram of will and anagram of heirs. We get an ill-wisher, which is a malevolent person. Review of risque artist holding fringe address to audience. Looks a bit like an anagram of risque. Artist is often RA, but what's fringe address to audience? Or review could be criticism, that would fit. No, can't see that. Let's try this bottom one. Okay, phone interruption there, but we're back. Now I think this P and E's back is the letter Y, and arrange can be ARR. So I'm thinking that Yar might be the Scottish wildflower. Yeah is some sort of wildflower. Maybe that's a variant word for it in Scotch. 20 down. Sombre song for one entering Anglican cathedral site. Well, surely that's, yeah, Ely is the Anglican cathedral site. And for one represents EG, as in, for example. Right, so the review of risque. Oh, we've got an E at the start. I was expecting a Q. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. Right, 23. Large single male with stylized lily. For coloured skin patch. Oh, I should know a bit more. Few more medical terms. Echinus or something. The stylized lily, that's a fleur de lis, presumably. So LIS or LYS. Large single is an EP. Male is he. LIS or LYS. It can be spelled either way. I'll go with that. I don't know this word, ephilis, but obviously it sounds like a decent Greek origin possibility. 4 down. Networks having a bit of a laugh in historic Roman province. I can do this. There is a network called Rete, R-E-T-E, but to pluralize it, you take off the E and you make it retia. And if we put a bit of a laugh, which is ha, part of ha ha, I suppose, in it, you get Raisha, which is a historic Roman province. Don't ask me how I know that. I don't know. Donkey facilities in forest clearings. I think that's assaults. And again, some obscure dictionary knowledge. I did come across that word in testing a magpie puzzle recently, where it was the right to clear something. So clearing may be the kind of noun for doing the clearing there. Arts as facilities, I think that works. So I think that's right. Made to walk on back, I plod through prison term. I don't know. I don't know what would fit or what we're looking at there. No, let's try this one. T something R. The most an informer recalled about copper's weed. Copper can be CU or PC. The most can't be TH. That wouldn't be reasonable. The most. An informer can be a rat. So tar. Taraxacum. Max a rat is reversed around Cu for copper, chemical abbreviation. You get taraxacum, that's some sort of fern. Again, it's just stuck in the head. Sorry. 11 down. In vain style. Coxcomb begins that, I reckon. Apple core. Cox can be an apple. Cox is orange pippin. Core in cabbage looks like B. To feed funny, comic, friend, ally, coxcombically. Oh, that must be a word. I mean, that's all made up of the wordplay. Coxcomb, I know, can be somebody vain. How about this one? Mean, to keep Britain completely full. Abrim, yes. Aim around BR for Britain. Crumpled heap in a dry Bath, well, there is an odd variant word bath, which is a Hebrew measure from the Bible, and that can be ephah, spelled either like that or with an H on the end. I'm going to have to attempt this northwest corner at some point, but I still don't like it. Former tenant is like this. One locking up, a securer, I suppose. Why is a former tenant like this? I don't know. That doesn't just mean that if you're a long-standing tenant, you have more secure rights, I don't think. Don't think I understand that, but there's a fair chance it is the answer. Old blockhead and general staff seen in photo in the old days. The old days might be BC, photo might be pic. Old blockhead must be the definition. Oh no, it could be photo in the old days, could be the definition. Old blockhead and general staff. I would have said general staff might be abbreviated to GS, but HR? No, it couldn't begin PHR. Oh, I don't know what is going on there. I'm now not trusting Secura because that R doesn't look great. Although, I mean, one locking up, it's a good definition. Former tenant is like this. Difficult. Right. I'm worried that these corners are going to be very hard to reapproach with anything else. Song of Stones with lines about cradling special Shetland instrument. Well, the Shetland instrument, there is a viol or fiddle apparently played in the Shetlands, according to Chambers Dictionary, which can be spelled G-U, G-U-E or G-J-U. So I reckon we've got lines about. That could be an anagram of lines. Special can be S or SP. Then this goo. Or lines could be LL and about could be something else. Song of Stones, litho something. Doesn't look right. Right, try something else. It's said to wheedle, old fool. Is this something like cooey? Is that an old word for a fool? Because that is the sort of thing you would say to wheedle an animal or something. I don't know. Right, retreating, I conceal half of Iraq's outstanding works. Hide for conceal. There's not many other words for that. Half. Oh, it must be something else. Half of Iraq as either IR or AQ. But how could it be AQ? Don't know. Right, an intimate tea by lake at sunset. Tea can be char. Lake, sunset, dusk, twilight, I don't know. Rendered cheek fat that's congealed, rendered cheek fat that's congealed in some places, but I bet it looks a bit like an anagram of cheek that's going to mean fat that's congealed is in some places means as a dialect word, but oh, okay, this is going to get very difficult now. I thought this had been going well. Some buffaloes sicken of dusty earth. That is a hidden. I'm aware of this lurse being some geological term for earth. So it must have an adjective that ends IC, and you can see it's hidden within buffaloes sicken. I'm going to have a look at this that I haven't got anything for. Perhaps blackberry, ports almost swallowed up overhead. No, that's why I don't often attempt clues without any letters in the grid. An intimate, tea by lake at sunset. Oh, so it could end in CHAL. Then this could be some sort of Latinate adjective. But the intimate, an intimate, would have to be the first 6 letters. A, crony. Cow. Now, I don't know that word, but it could easily be a word. Sort of word I would have thought I might have noticed in the dictionary when looking at acronym in the past, but it allows this to be an anagram of cheek still. Keech, it would have to be. That would put a K in this. Oh, a cake or a coke might be an old fool. I think cake is a word for fool. I'm going to put in keech, because I think that parsing of the clue is probably right. Oh, now the lines here do look like LL. So what? Cradling. Maybe cradling is a bit of wordplay. Song of Stones. And the capitals suggest it's a real thing. Like it's going to be from some bizarre Celtic language or something. I don't know if I'm going to be able to guess that. Retreating, I conceal half of Iraq's outstanding works. Yes, I veil retreating. Well, I veil and half of Iraq all retreating. And outstanding works is, these are etched works in which part of the artwork stands out from the back, so it's outstanding like that. A rilievo is the singular. Now, port looks like Rio at the end of this. Perhaps blackberry ports, almost swallowed up overhead. Oh, maybe that's not right. 8, paterno. I don't know. Let's have a look at this poly word again now, just in case. Noisy college. Okay, noisy. That's the definition. College is poly. Pub list. PH for public house on Ordnance Survey maps. List could just be L and then IST at the end. See, it could be Joe Nesbo and list. Polyfluisboist, or list could be lean. Is that a word? Might be. Gives me a decent E there, Embargo, that's, oh, esparto. That's a grass. Maybe it's related to the blackberry. Ports, what is that backwards? Esparto. O traps. P's a bit unlikely at the end of this. Eterio, that is something to do with fruit. Yes, that is it. It's a fruit cluster of some sort, so maybe that is what a blackberry is. And what we've got is a port, Rio, and almost swallowed up, the word eaten, almost completed, reversed above it. Ha. Right, review of risque artist holding fringe address. I'm still thinking that we've got an anagram of risque with RA at the end. But how, like that maybe? But what on earth, like an address to an audience? Oh, it can't have a Q there. For the down word, that's nonsense. Oh, an address to an audience. What is the down word? Oh, I haven't even looked at this. Jabber during draining depression, speaking off the top of one's head. Impromptu, and there's another 9-letter word, extempore. Extempore, so it could end in temporal. speaking off the top of one's head. Extra, is that what extempore is short for? Extra tempore? During draining depression. I reckon it ends in extemporal. Oh, in temporal. Draining. Well, what's the jabber as well? Could be somebody who does punching as much as yak or rabbit or something like that. Oh, I don't know. And I mean, now I'm really struggling because I really haven't had many ideas about the remaining words. This risque artist, how is there going to be a Q in here? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just on the wrong track with an anagram of risque. So, a review of risque, something meaning rude backwards, racy, or... Okay, well, what fringe could be held? A hem or rim? Hem, that's possible, that's a fringe. Epirema, ripe for risque, as in the sense of quite saucy. Artist is RA, holding hem. That looks like a word and it goes with this temporal. Well, it looks like a possible word. I'm not going to go as far as to say it looks like a word. Right, Song of Stones with lines about cradling. Special. I don't think that goo thing is right, is it? Lingural. I mean, there's no rare way an SGO can go in this now. What's this? Is there another Shetland instrument that I don't know? Could be. Song of Stones. Oh, can cakes be plural? Coax. To coax. C-O-A-X. Sounds like that. That must be an old word for a fool. Yeah, okay. But what? A spiel. Landspiel. That has an anagram of lines. And SP for special. Why is the Shetland instrument though? Langspiel? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe lines about on? Longspiel? Well, what's the G? These letters aren't right, but spiel feels right. Special is SP. Anagram of lines. So that could be an S, but I don't even know which end is the definition, whether it's Song of Stones or Shetland instrument now. It's something like that. Let's have a look at this one again. 7 down. Old blockhead, some sort of sconce, maybe. A really Shakespearean word for an idiot. General staff seen in photo in the old days. Well, general staff then could be GS. Pig sconce. Pick once. Wow. I'm not aware of this insult, pig sconce. But GS is in pick with once, meaning in the old days. So this is a soccager, which must be a former tenant. Like this is so, and one locking up is cager. Okay, that was a bit simpler than I'd realised. Oh, we're going to leave the spiel. I mean, I still don't like this look of polyflues Bowian, but I'm quite convinced about Joe Nesbo now. 9 across. Edifying tales. Record. Looks like EP again, even though we've used it down here, but I think it will be. Objective I procured by dismissal being overturned. Fables or something would be edifying tales, but objective aim. Okay. Well, never mind about the record, but let's overturn all of aim I procured by dismissal. Axe is the dismissal if you get the axe. So aim I and axe overturned. Are those edifying tales? Ex aemia? Might be. I certainly don't know that that's a word. Made to walk on back. I plod through prison term. Still want more help with that. Ooh, 2 down. Shoreditch's hunks would change for the better. Don't know what that's on about. Shoreditch is a reference to the East End of London, where they traditionally drop H's or pronounce words in a Cockney way. Hunks. What's it? If it's not a... Oh, He-Man. No, that would be E-Men. Yeah, E-Men. That is right. So forget Exaemia. That was nonsense. He-Menud or emend. Emend means change for the better in a text edit or something. He-men without the H is Shoreditch's hunks, and wood is the letter D as in ired. Right, porridge like heavy dough with New York pizza. Sad? Oh, this will probably be a familiar word for porridge in some culture, but I do not know it. So, this was rubbish, apparently, the plan I had there. Okay, so objective I, end I, procured by axe being overturned. Exendia, that's more like a word, although I still don't know it. Made to walk on back. Made to walk on back. I plod through prison term. Gregorian? No. I just don't know. But okay, what about the speaking off the top of one's head? Jabber during draining depression. Draining depression sounds like, again, some sort of medical thing. Quite close to a finish now. I hadn't even realised we were getting there. Porridge like heavy dough with New York pizza. New York, you know, how could NY fit in here? I don't think it does. New York must be just a reference. Okay, yeah. I've learnt that in Scrabble, in American Scrabble, you can play ZA, which is apparently an abbreviation for pizza in some slang. So New York pizza could be ZA. Like heavy dough could be sad. And maybe sadza is some sort of porridge. In Eastern Europe, probably. Jabber during draining depression. Okay, well, jabber can be prate, so I'm still wrong with exendia, I think. Exemplar. How's that going to work? EMPL. For... See, exemplar, that fits the definition, edifying tales, I think. something is procured by axe being overturned, and what's procured is EMPL. So it could be forwards or backwards. Record is LP, and objective I is me, because the objective case of I is me. Oh my god. So this is prate in sump. That is the draining depression. Speaking is oral. Off the top of one's head is supratemporal, from the Latin. Now, what can we do at 1 across? Made to walk on back. I plod. Oh, plod can be a policeman, can't it? So, I still can't see how that would work. Oh, Rosa. Rosa can be spelled Rossa. So I Rossa back during lag, prison term. I didn't know it could be lag, but that gets us gressorial, which could easily be a word, made to walk. I don't know why it's made to walk on. I suppose something could be made like a carpet to walk on. I don't know, but feels like a word. I Rossa in lag, all backwards. Wow. And now, what is this Song of Stones with lines? Those of you with musical knowledge will probably know exactly what this is, but you may well not know what it's got to do with the Shetland instrument, and I don't either. I suppose like a glockenspiel, you could have some other spiel that is an instrument. But what is the Song of Stones then? Stones with lines about cradling special. Oh, it's so annoying. What is this? Well, maybe the lines is just LL. So we want something which is Song of Stones, and that could be something in something IE. Song of Stones. Annie? Angie, a song by the Rolling Stones. There we go. It's correct. Ha ha ha. Oh, Lord. Okay, that was hard. Yeah, so Angie with 2 L's about, because that's a publishing abbreviation for lines, cradling SP. And Shetland instrument. I'm going to look up some of these words now because this has just been fascinating. So Langspiel must be a Shetland instrument. Langspiel, an old Shetland zither. Well, I didn't know that. And a zither, of course, as I'm sure you know, is an early modern metal stringed instrument similar to the lute. Yeah. Gressorial at 1 across. What is that meaning? Adapted for walking, zoological. Okay, didn't know that. Sadza. Let's have a look at that one. Type of porridge, a staple food in southern Africa. Okay, that wasn't where I was guessing it was from. Polyfluesbian. It's just a mad word. Polyfluesbian. There it is. It is Homeric. Loud roaring. Also used by Thackeray in the quasi-superlative form polyphloisboiotatic. Well, I heard it used by somebody else in polyphloboisterous, which doesn't feature here. But they're obviously all derived from the same sort of thing in Homer. How about epirema, which now we know it's right. It really looks like a word. The address of the Coryphaeus to the audience after the parabasis in Greek comedy. Hats off if you knew that. Or if you knew ephelis, a freckle, a coloured patch on the skin. Well, medics would probably know that. Down at the bottom, yar, the Cornspurry dialect. I thought it was meant to be Scottish. And a chronicle, the rising or setting of stars occurring at nightfall. I mean, amazing, some of these words. I mean, hats off to the setter for fitting them all in. Coxcomically and quiche. Oh, pig sconce. I bet that's Shakespearean. Pig sconce. All one word here. A pig-headed person, a blockhead. No mention of when that being an old word. So you could still use it today. Pig sconce. Well, I was a bit of a pig sconce for some of it, but overall I'm pretty happy with getting that out in one go. So thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Bye for now.